Yo, what's happening, everybody? Good evening and praise the Lord, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us here tonight at our first Family Matters at the Mount Convo. I am your moderator, the Reverend Dr. the Good Looking Alfonso Carter, and I am here with our pastor, the genius, the brilliant man himself, the Reverend Dr. Lonnie Anderson. How you doing, Pastor?
I'm doing good. I'll take a few good lookings in my description too. In my job title. I'll take a few of those.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir, man. We are so excited about tonight's conversation. What would you like to share with us about it before we get started? Anything?
I'm excited to talk with. God has blessed our church with new members. God has blessed our church with families, and God is steadily enlarging our church family. We're one of the blessed churches, I think, in this region, in this nation, that God is continually to grant us growth, and so we are growing spiritually as well as numerically, and we're just giving God the praise. And tonight is really about just talking and getting to know some of our new members that have joined, some of the families that have joined, and then exposing them to some of our to the church at large, and just really just going to have a great time tonight.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So without further ado, let's get the families on in here. Let's get the families on in here. Y'all, we have the Straxon family. We have the Case family. We got Brother Eugene with us that are going to be leading out our conversation. How's everybody doing tonight? What's up?
Doing wonderful. How are you?
Great.
Doing well.
Great. Thank y'all so much for joining us. So listen, we're going to hop right in. One of my first questions I want to ask is, how did you hear about the Mount? Now, this is specific. Can you recall what you expected before you came? And did it differ from what you experienced? How did you hear about it? What did you expect? And were you right? And we'll start with distraction family.
Oh, I knew you were gonna do that.
See, I'm working on saying it the politically correct way. I'll let my wife say it because I'm politically not.
So Sister Angie is who got us to come to the church. Um, Lil and Kylo met her at the library. We take them to the library a lot, and she had offered it, and I was like, we can go. I didn't get to meet her that day, but I was like, we can go there. We didn't know what to expect, to be honest. There is a lot of mixed everything in Kokomo. And so when I went, I was like, hello, our people. Sorry. And then I think I said to Pastor, I'm like, where do y'all live at? Because y'all don't live near me. I don't know where y'all are here, but hello. Good to meet you. My name is Anya. Call me Ed. So yeah, but it was a very good experience once we did come. And then as we continue to come, it stayed the same. So I think I had mentioned one Sunday that there is a love about the church and the folks there, and it was consistent. We love a good real thing.
And I would like to add, I know we're gonna keep it quick, but I would like to add, we were just there and I was like, I work often, I don't get a good tan. I want to go where people with good tans are. And Miss Andrew's like, I got a place for you. So,
Love it. Love it. Brother Eugene, what about you?
So when I got to Kokomo in July of 2024, when I moved here, I just was Googling churches in the area. And I had Googled a few churches. I went to a couple others. And when I got to the Mount, I knew that the Mount was where I needed to be. I was looking for a church that was grounded in love, compassion, and faith, with good teaching, good preaching, where the word of God was going to minister to my soul, my spirit, and help me grow. And that's how I found them out.
Wow. Case family, what's up?
I think, honestly, we knew Yvette, Reverend Yvette. So that was Wow. So we were also in the process of getting ready to leave our old church, and I just thought, well, let's go visit. Right? And when we walked in, it just felt like the place that we needed to be. Jeremy said my shoulders went down because I'd been so tense. And I
Aw.
think, yeah, when you see people who are like you and want to do the same things, and we drive from Marion. His parents live in Kokomo, and they're older now, and we go over there every Sunday to see them anyway. So it just felt like we could come earlier and go to the mount before we go. So, man,
No, it's been a great experience so far, and it was a missionary Baptist church in my mind, and that was fine with me. So
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. Let, let me ask this. Can you recall some of your moments, that moment at first Sunday out at the Mount? What was it like as a first time visitor? Let's start with you, Brother Eugene.
So as a first time visitor, as I said, I got to the Mount in, I think it was like first Sunday in August. You all had just celebrated your 100th year celebration the Sunday before. And I thought, wow, I hated to have missed that, momentous occasion. And I was just, when I walked in, the love, the welcoming spirit that it just engulfed me.
Hmm.
And then something that touched me majorly was I think this is the Sunday that one of the members, my sister Radia Evans, her father had just passed.
Oh,
And so when Pastor called her up for prayer, just, how everybody just embraced her. And um, it just touched my spirit, touched my soul. I just lost my mother. I lost my mother in October of 2022. So that was just warming to see the love and the compassion and the just the family spirit embodied there at the Mount.
love that. Love that. Love that. Case family, what about you?
I, the welcome song was interesting. I will say, after several months, I still can't get the first part of it. In there,
we got the chorus down. We got the chorus down.
but the music was fantastic, and so was the preaching. That's what I heard.
And the greeting, I always joke about, y'all need to pay him more at the door. I know he's not getting paid, but he's so, and it just hasn't stopped. Like, how you first come and you think, oh, this is just like the first time thing, but people haven't stopped being kind to us. So that's
Oh,
Wow.
that's great to hear. I want to say that that's great to hear if anybody can put on a front. But I always say this about our church. If I wasn't the pastor of the Mount
Mhm.
and I just lived in the city, the Mount would be the place where I would be a member. Not just because I'm pastoring, but it's a place that I would be a member. It's a place that I could be a member at if I wasn't the Mount. So I'm just glad to hear you say that. Carry on, Reverend Carter.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Jackson family.
Well, I think Ye already mentioned it during the last question, this part of the question, but it was a great first experience for us because I'm used to going to different churches where everybody better than me, and I came there and y'all was like, we with you, we with you, we
Yes.
understand you, and we're here with you. We're not perfect, you're not perfect, but we're perfect all together. So, and I like that energy. It was a great energy, and as my wife already know, I never been a member of a church, and you guys are my first church I'm actually a member of. So, I was
Wow.
like, because they're like me.
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
And I
That's
will also add, Reverend Carter, that when you say first time, you mean third for us. Because as I said to Pastor, the first time we came, all we got was the benediction. But we still came in. Okay, hey, come on. Look at you working to get that on time. We should. I said, well, they say it's the benediction. You go. And I said, sure will. Got to scope it out. So we made the benediction first. And it still had a good feeling, even though it just was that little bit. And I can agree with the Case family too, where it um there is still a welcoming feel that is genuine at the door
Yes.
through before you get to the sanctuary, right? Because that can easily turn you away too and say, ah, well, I came, I'll never come again. And then, so then the second time, we still didn't get the whole. We still didn't get the whole.
We didn't even know it was a whole thing until
We didn't get the whole sermon.
got there
I think the second time we got the sermon into the benediction. And y'all know we be coming when we get there. And it's so it probably was the third time. We was like, wow, a welcome song too. Look at that. Well, we won't see this again for a while, but it's nice. It's nice here. Hey, y'all. So that's the truth. Okay. But yeah, so by the third time it was a nice full experience by then.
Yeah.
So yes.
And then we ain't see it for another 3 times. But let's continue.
I said we gonna get the worship one of these days.
Love that. Love that.
So yes, but it was a good time all around.
So in that, I kind of got a feel for your first impressions concerning the mount. So I won't ask you about that. But what I will ask is this: what was it out of all of the great things that you guys just said? What was it that made you say, "This is home. This is my church home. This is our church home"? What was it? We'll start with the Case family.
I know for me, I mean, I think the singing was wonderful and all that, but every single time, every Sunday, no matter who was preaching, I felt like we were getting a word and like that God was speaking to us, no matter who it was that was up there. And at first, it was, we want to hear from Pastor, but then it was great to hear from others and still be blessed. Even, I can remember even the title of sermons off the top of my head. But because they were so directed right at me for the time. And so that's what I remember.
Yeah, one thing that has happened continually since we started in October was there was a recognition of what was happening nationally. And that's really been weighing on my heart deeply. But there was another way of how the Lord is my portion and God is in control that has really been helpful to me as I try to deal with that myself. So
Praise God.
That's great stuff. Straxon family.
Hey.
Hey.
We talking about something that stood out and what made us join. So it just a tugging feeling.
Mhm.
And it's funny because after that particular Sunday, one, I knew that we would keep coming back. So I'm like, we're going to keep coming back anyway. I'm not going to church shop. It's not really my thing. It makes you feel uncomfortable too. But there was a tugging in this particular Sunday. I forget his name, but he was doing the altar call as he normally does. But he repeated it like 100 times. That's what it felt like. It's like, and ever since, because at least I'm at the end of the service, he don't be doing that every time. So I noticed that moving forward. But there was a tugging. It was almost like, when, I don't know if you do know, but like when you're about to jump in to play rope and you like feel that double dutch, it's like, not yet, not yet. And then it was like, I'm gonna ask one more time if you want to. And I looked at Lil, I said, I think the time is. And he was like, okay, if that's what you want to do. I'm like, I'm gonna stand up, okay? We gonna stand up and just go. So it was that tugging. And before that, we had the good opportunity to chat with Pastor also, and just sort of get to know him a little better as well and feel more comfortable with him and other people from the church. And so, just people naturally remembering our son's name. Like that's a big thing. This is our first kid. So someone remembering his name and saying, oh, hey, Kylo. It's like, I don't know who that is, but hey, it's like, I'm trying to remember faces, so that moment, I recognize that's real. I recognize that pull, and like I said, just that like repeating the option to do so. It's like I think it was probably like right when he was gonna do it, this was the last time, and then I was like, all right, that means if I feel it, you feel that yanking in a sense, then we're going to keep coming, and we know that the people that we've met so far we do like, and there's a comfortability, and there's some genuineness that you felt from the people, and that's the reason. And like Will said, he hadn't ever joined a church. I hadn't been a member of a church in 12 years prior to that either.
Wow.
So
Yeah. And I heard we got food with the welcome party. So I was like, I'm in, babe. You said we had. They got some food. I'm with them.
That's real.
Every day.
I like to eat.
Every day.
No, but the people are great. So I joined. Plus, my wife said we joined Happy Wife, Happy Life. And I'm like, hey, it's cool. Let's do it. I like them.
Brother Eugene?
I would have to say, agree with just about everybody that spoke. The love and care for the membership at the Mount has been amazing. The sense of family in the membership at the Mount has been amazing. The spoken word from pastor, the associate ministers, is always an on-time word that speaks directly to my heart, and helps me to be better, to strive for better, to do better, to live in where God would have me to, you know what I'm saying? And the things that God would have me to do, making it applicable, I should say, for my daily walk. And so that's what definitely made it home for me.
I love that. I love that. Pastor, you want to hop in here, say anything?
No, again, I love our church. I love the family atmosphere. When people see our church, you automatically think, oh my God, everybody's in this disconnected. It's a large setting. Everybody's disconnected, but it's total opposite. People are connected. People do call your name. People do call you on the phone. People are personal. People do hug you. People do stop and get your name and so forth. So yeah, again, just listening to it just makes me feel really, just very, very, very blessed right now. Just has been a blessing for me just to sit and just listen to the new members talk.
Good stuff. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right, I can't remember who I asked to start first last. So, Brother Eugene, I'm gonna kind of pick on you right now. So, I know you just asked questions, so yeah, I'm coming right back to you this time. Let me ask you this: what's one word to describe your experience at the Mount so far? One word. One word.
Transforming.
Wow.
I like that. Good stuff.
Not the shoulders.
Okay.
Not
Yeah,
this.
I felt that in my spine.
No shimmying. No shimmying.
Hey now. Maybe you stand for the wrong team.
Wow.
Yes, Lord. Yes, Lord. Strikes a family.
I think that's my shoulders. That's what my one word for the church. Whenever I go there, I'm just like, yeah.
Yes, Lord.
What's up, everybody?
Was here not too long ago, and when he was preaching, he did a little shimmy. So I think I got it from him.
It jumped on to you.
Jumped on to you.
Oh man.
Yeah, I would say uplifting.
Uplifting.
Uplifting is good. I think it was McFarland. I'm sorry. Get back to this. Right. Uplifting. That's a good one.
Well, I gotta give a real one.
No, that was just
yeah.
I like it.
Is that one word?
Wait a minute. Hold on. And some of this too.
No, excited. I love the church. It's amazing. I get excited every time we go. So, even though I know we're going to be late, we're going to stay late too. We showed up early for this.
We was first.
Yeah.
Because I knew Pastor was going to talk trash if we was late. So I was like, let me be early.
Yeah.
So we here.
I've adopted the distractions as my family, And so I talk smack to him. I do
Yep.
talk. I will talk smack to him. I will talk smack.
For the welcome to breakfast, he's like, I thought he wasn't gonna make it. Oh, y'all made it. Yeah, we did.
I talk smack to him. Yeah.
That's the first time we saw that good welcome. I said, wow, welcome song, hugs, hello. So much happens in the morning.
More often.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. Case family, what about
Go
y'all?
ahead, Case family,
Go ahead,
please.
Case
Well, I've really been disappointed that I haven't been to the Kemper Center for any of what's there, but I would say fed, nevertheless.
So that's where the food is.
That's right. We'll be there this Sunday.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. New members get pastor member new members a breakfast in the morning, 9:15 this Sunday morning.
That's
I
right.
guess we already got our breakfast, so we
You come again.
Good stuff.
I say my word is I'm being stretched.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Love that. Stretched.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right. What has been, I love this question, one of the funniest moments at the Mount so far? One of the funniest moments.
Oh my goodness.
I'm going to pick on the Cage family. I'm going to start with you guys. Funniest moments.
Oh my goodness. You know, I sit next to Yvette, and she's a really good friend of mine, and we were friends for a long time. So, it has something to do with Yvette.
Please share, please.
No, I can't think of one, and I think we get in trouble for it. But can you think of one?
Well, mine is an almost funny moment, and that was almost getting hit in the head by one of the flags.
Oh, yeah.
Where I could feel the wind blow by my hair. It didn't happen, so I'm okay. But I would have made it if it had been.
Oh,
This
man.
Was that the praise dancers?
Yes.
Yeah.
So now I sit a little bit a little bit away from the aisle. So
Oh, that's hilarious.
Brother Eugene, what about you? Funniest moments.
I can't think of one that I can share.
Hello?
That's what I'm trying to think of. Like, what can I share?
Yeah.
And Rhonda and Alex and the rest of them. Yeah, he's right. He may not can share any of that.
Yeah, I can't share
Come
another.
on,
Yeah,
that
no.
is the same.
Lord have
I'm gonna
mercy.
have to pass on that one.
He said, fifth, plead the fifth.
No. I'm gonna have to pass, sir.
Yeah.
You might as well skip us too, because we're gonna have to pass. Listen,
I'll say
oh, you got one?
conversations with pastor.
That's why I said we got skip.
We don't gotta skip. When you talk with your eyes, ain't no words coming out. Sometimes you know with your eyes. He know with his eyes. He know what I'm talking about.
You know,
So there are eye conversations that you have that don't always have to be spoken. You
See,
know?
I can't name the first funniest whatever, but I just so if y'all really listen to the word, and when other people are preaching and then people say funny stuff up there, then pastor come on with his commentary after and be like his holy shade.
yeah.
My favorite part.
Holy shade.
Oh,
Every
I'm
now and
gonna
then.
give you credit the first time I repeat it, but the next time I'm gonna keep that.
He said that's it.
Holy
He
shade.
said, I'm gonna give you credit for that one time, and then the rest of them.
I think because I can't name any of them, but I remember when y'all put his picture on that thing with the dun 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 dun.
It
He's
was
like,
you. You did.
You did it. He did it.
Brother Carter did it.
And he's like, don't you gotta give people permission or something? It was just funny. It was like quick. No one was expecting it, but I was. I was like, he's going. There you go.
Yeah.
Shade.
Another funny moment was when you were talking about cutting the ear off, and you couldn't close the knife, and that brother came up and closed the knife for you. That was funny to me.
So who got a knife in the church? I said,
Yes.
The knife up in it. He said, shink.
Yeah.
Samurai every day in this joint.
That was funny.
That was hilarious.
That was hilarious.
That's good.
You know,
See,
I
a
love a
shared
church.
comedy moment.
I love a church that you can worship, you can be serious, but spare me from a church that people don't smile.
Yeah.
People are not
Yeah.
fun. I mean, spare me. Yeah.
Wow. Yeah. 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 We are known at the Mount as the safe place where God builds people. How has God specifically been building you? What building has God done specifically in your life since being at the Mount? Um, I'm just gonna throw that out there. However you feel, just jump right on in. I'll give you a few seconds. Do 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 do
Um,
do do.
no. Yes, please.
No,
What are
go
you
start with
doing?
Holy Shade.
Thank you. Got you.
Love
Got
that.
the.
Yeah. So it's built me. I appreciate all the teachers that we get. Like, I'm a personal development junkie, if I'm able
Mm,
to say that. I love personal development and I love coming and learning through everything that we speak of at the church, at the Mount. And it seems like every week is something that touches on what I'm going through that week. So,
mm,
dealing with my business, my family, everything, it touches on multiple aspects for me every week whenever I listen. It's like Pastor got my code to my phone and just be like, what was he searching on Google this week? So I really appreciate, the message coming from Lord through you guys every week. 'Cause it helps build me in what I'm doing. Like I said, I never been a member of a church, so I never really came consistently. I was more of a Easter, Christmas, those type of people. Just go see my grandma. Coming every week and getting the word every week is great, especially because it feels like you guys are talking to me every week from every aspect. Especially since Pastor cracks jokes every week, and everyone don't know this, but I know this and I appreciate it. So,
mm.
Listen, I am becoming a specialist at Holy Shade. Okay.
You really are.
Add it to your resume now.
Love that.
I approve.
Yeah.
I would say too. I'm growing. I feel like with the word and Sundays, but also the women's retreat. I got a book of God's promises that I've been going through, and so just like Pastor PJ preached about, it is written and what is in the word and how important it is this week, and so not just about it is written. What does God say about himself? What does God say about me? That kind of stuff. So I feel like I've gotten a lot of tools to continue to do that. And I feel like the Mount is doing that. I think where God builds people is a good name for it because I feel like I'm being built.
Love that. I love that.
I think for me, between Sunday, but also the Tuesday evening Bible study, it's growing by going back to the basics. And then I think I'd been getting more towards trusting myself rather than trusting in God.
Yeah.
And so kind of going back to trusting God and how to trust God of problems. So
You guys are about to shout me. My goodness. A nurse to come fan me right now.
Eugene.
Here we go. Yeah.
You just got called out.
I believe for me, trusting God's plan for my life, has been difficult over years. For a number of reasons. For addiction, I suffered addiction for over 30 years. Feeling worthless, unqualified, searching for love and acceptance in all the wrong places, looking to fill a void in worldly pleasures and worldly things. And that addiction took me to countless places, jails, institutions, prison. deep down, I knew that God always had a call on my life. But I was too busy in the world searching for the things, you know what I'm saying, of the flesh. Now God, he's restored me to sanity. He's restored me to my first love. You know, I was raised in the church, grew up in the church. And so he's transformed my life. I now work in a recovery field where I'm able to help others in their transformation process. I'm able to share Jesus Christ and how he changed my life. And I'm grateful to God for all that he's done. Because truly I was a wreck, a mess. But for the grace of God, here I am today.
Wow.
And so my faith has shifted from striving to do things on my own to you having a dependence on God, his grace, his mercy, and walking in the purpose that he has for my life.
I'm not gonna make it. Right now. And Eugene, you know we do shout at the mount. We like to shout.
Yes, Lord.
Yes, we do.
You are my buttons right now. All right. I'm sorry. Go ahead. I'm trying not to just fall out.
And for me, I would say seasons. Understanding seasons, you know, how we transform, we evolve as people, and you know, every season is not for everything. And the normal thought of seasons or seasonal things is, you know, there's a 4-month sort of period, but understanding that sometimes that thing can last years. But when it's done, and then you're moving into that next thing. So I think that's something, and that goes, you know, I can agree with Brother Jeremy with the Bible study and thing like that. We talked about worry a lot and all. I think that everybody, no matter where you are, we worry about something, and understanding that it isn't necessarily different person to person, even though it's situational, but also still understanding that even in that, your understanding is seasonal. And so just, you know, this was the season for us to join the church, right? The next season may be something else, elevating or evolving in some sort of way. But right now, this is the season that we're in. And so just recognizing that, like, we're from Philadelphia. Why would we be in Kokomo? Like, but this is our season to be in that space. And within that, there are things that we have to reach and accomplish and grow upon. And so that's the reason. And the Mount does aid in that as well. And just that family feel away from family. We don't have any family there. We do now, but everyone we know is from here because we're currently in Philly, for those of you who don't know. So they're from here. They live here. And we were like, oh, one of your parents, no one lives there. No one. We know no one there. But the folks that we are meeting they have a family feel, and there's a familiarity, even though we don't know you all beforehand. So this is our season. So that's my, like, just what seasons look like, and recognizing that sometimes the season will last long, and sometimes it's always exactly the right amount of time. I would say that. I think that's a good brush over.
Yes.
So
Love that. Love that. Love that.
excuse me.
Dr. Anderson has many sermon catchphrases. What is one of your favorites that he says? What's one of your favorites? I'll start with the Case family. Y'all have one. I'll give you an example. I'm gonna talk to this side because this side. I'm gonna talk to this side. What's one of your favorites?
Yeah.
Well, you're catching me off guard, but
Yes.
I would have to say
subpoint of fair trade.
The holy shade
So that
continues.
My favorites, and I've just gotten used to when he says he wants to be done in 35 minutes. Really?
Yeah, every time.
Do you really? I could go deeper into this, but I can't because I gotta be done in 35 minutes.
Oh, the shade is
holy shade. Holy shade.
Holy shade. I love it.
Hilarious.
Where my sunglasses at?
But you can't wear them because my favorite phrase is the looks you give before you say stuff.
Yeah.
You know you're about to say something. Like, I ain't going to do it. But just the look. It's not even a phrase. Just the body language.
I love it.
You pay attention too much.
Yep. I think mine will always be when he's like, I know the mother's gonna get me for this one, but I just gotta say this real quick. Don't get on me, don't jump on me. And they just sit on and they shake their head. And you say it anyway.
Before you say it, you get that look.
I love it.
Hello?
I love it. Brother
It's prayer
Eugene?
time, excuse me. It's prayer time.
Yeah.
All right.
Brother Eugene?
I would have to say the catchphrase for me is the sub points as well.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I love that.
Eugene, I thought we were deeper than that, man. You disappointed me. I thought we were on a whole different level.
Pastor, you know I got love for you. You know that. You know that.
All
But-
love.
And then here's the other one. Do you hear me here? I don't think you hear me. I love that one. I love
Or
that.
preach, Anderson, when he tells himself. Sometimes you gotta encourage yourself. Preach, Anderson.
Yeah, encourage yourself. Yeah.
Good stuff.
Oh, God.
The Mount is considered Mount Eatmore because we love to eat around here.
Mhm.
What are 3 of your favorite church dinner dishes? Now, if you have not been to a dinner yet, you can include just choose 3 of your favorite dishes. But if you have, what are some of your favorites?
I'm gonna see if they're real Baptists, because if they don't have chicken on their list, they ain't real Baptists. So and then I'm gonna be quiet. I'm just watching. I'm just
Well,
watching.
you know we don't have chicken on our list.
Yes, Lord. I love that Mississippi pot roast and that macaroni and cheese. And
Mac and
sweet
Oh,
potatoes.
bless Woo,
Hallelujah.
God being there making it with an apron.
Yeah.
Anyway, I'm quiet. Go ahead.
Oh, Brother Eugene, we're gonna start with you.
I would say the Mississippi pot roast was good. I didn't know what it was. Some of the members that kept telling me about it, and they was like, "We gonna have it. If we any dinner, Pastor gonna make sure that Mississippi pot roast is there." And I was like, "Okay, what is it?" But it was delicious. Man, greens, macaroni and cheese, yams, dressing. I mean, you know, all my
Yeah.
chicken, of course, as well. But yeah, those are my favorites.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Those are my favorites.
What he said.
Yeah.
Well, I would like to say that you guys have some great bottles of water. Like it tastes so fresh from the spring. The grass is freshly cut, so I love the taste of your.
The Baptists are vegetarians.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, we had some nice fruits. We had some grapes, fresh grapes, green, red. They were delicious. Watermelon. Did they have watermelon? They had watermelon. I think they had. It was seedless. I didn't bang with it. I'm sorry. Was I throw shade here? It was seedless watermelon. I ain't messing with that. I was like, but cantaloupe was good. It was.
But although we are vegan, those foods you name, we make them too.
Yeah, we like those. Yeah.
Feel like a comfort meal, and that's what we love. Comfort food.
Yeah.
So you basically have called us carnivores, but Keep it.
I mean, you know, you already know it.
You
Well,
basically called the carnivores, but I'm not
I'm
there
the
for it. I'm
herbivores.
back to
Y'all
being
eat the
silent. Go ahead,
vegetables.
Reverend Carter.
You know, it's 2% of your plate.
Just,
So, you know,
Ain't no thing, you know, it's preference. You know, it's
but
preference.
those bottles of water,
Yeah.
hallelujah.
Milo loves the water fountain. He likes the way the water just does a little Jesus jump or something.
y'all don't feed everybody every week, but I know vegans, we got the water fountain, so everybody else might be jealous.
And those
That's
mints,
funny.
those mints be top tier going into the sanctuary.
I love it. So speaking of food, if food had spiritual gifts, what dish would you bring to the table?
Oh my
I'm giving
goodness.
you an example. Mac and cheese is solid. It's comforting and always comes through. Sweet potato pie is smooth and sweet and brings joy to the table. Collard greens, they take time and seasoning, but when they show up, it brings depth. What about you? If you could consider a food. Now I might get in trouble for this, but I'll tell y'all mine. Mine would be chitlins. Because I've been through a lot
Hold
of
up. I want to say something so bad, but I'll talk to you after we get off. So I can
Well,
tell
just
you
put
about
it in
this
the
chitlin stuff. I can't
chat,
tell you now.
everybody, then
I'll
if you're
talk to
going to
you
say
after
something.
why yours is chitlins. But anyway,
mine is chitlins. Because I've been through a lot of
No.
stuff. I'm not for everybody. But the
Yeah.
people who do like me, they sure do love
They
me
sure
down.
Sometimes you stink up the place. That's you got to add the stink up the place too.
I tell you, I bring an aroma of joy with me.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
fragrant. He is fragrant.
You can say thank you.
Oh, wow.
It's okay.
What y'all got? What y'all got?
Oh, why we twist?
Wow.
I don't know why we twisted.
I would say any kind of potatoes.
hold
It's
on.
going
See,
every
hold on.
time.
Wait a minute. See how God fixed distractions because they threw that holy shade on the way.
Come on.
Twisted the whole thing. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
You know, we did a magic trick. You're welcome. Just shaking things up over here. But potatoes, any kind, French fried, baked, mashed, rusted, roasted, home fries. Everybody love a good potato.
Yeah.
So while you're not for everybody, we are for everybody. Come on.
I love it.
Get
I
some
love it.
potatoes.
Through.
And-
Get filled up in the spirit.
And I'll stay with potatoes too, because you know it's a family affair. Because y'all know we from Philly, so we hard, we soft too.
I felt God.
You want chips? We got some for everybody. It's it's universal. This
I
is
love
something for everybody. What you want?
And we
You
go
want flavor?
everywhere.
You want plain?
I love it.
Come on, potatoes.
Pastor, I hope you thinking of yours too. I hope you think of yours. Brother Eugene, what about you?
Collard greens,
Come on.
because they're seasoned
Yeah.
and they're good for you.
Hiya.
Uh-huh.
Huh?
And you gotta take your
All
time.
all that pork.
Seasoned with care.
Good
Seasoned
pork.
with care. Loving care. And they're good for you.
Yes.
I love it.
You
I
gotta
love
take
it.
your time.
Ace family.
But they still communicate. They're like, oh, what we gonna say? What we
Yeah,
gonna say?
Y'all gonna do dishes that go together.
I was going to say ribs because you got to takes a long time. It takes a long time, slow cooking, and then everybody has their own sauce, and so
Is that
that's
pork
how I
or beef?
respond to people. Everybody's you got to respond to everybody differently. So that's
Yeah.
I love
That was
that.
good. That was
Beef.
good. That
That's
was really
good.
good.
That was really good.
It was. I'm gonna go with that.
It
That was good.
You ain't know you married a poet, did you?
That was real poetic. What about you, Pastor?
Fried chicken.
He done said it already.
I've been through the heat, but I come out golden brown.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
you think you're a rapper?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Here's the last question I have for you guys, and by the way, I'm having a fantastic time talking to y'all. Thank you so much for joining us and doing this. This is phenomenal. If you had to do a crash course for future visitors coming to the Mount, what would you say about the Mount, and how would you prepare them for the Mount worship experience?
Stay open to receive.
Hmm.
That's. I think that everything else will flow to them. I don't really think there's much you need to say.
Hmm. I like that. I like that. Brother Shax.
I don't even want to say no nonsense no more.
Ain't gonna say it anyway.
But just tell people, just come ready, drop your guard, come in, be open to laughter, be open, because a lot of people, I don't know if y'all know this, but I'm usually smiling. And from my hometown, I was told that people think that I'm fake sometimes. They're like, no one's happy that often, because people don't like happiness, and it's always happiness at the Mound. So, you know, just be open to happiness. I don't know if everybody in Kokomo are like us Philadelphians and they'll turn away from people that's happy, but you guys are very happy. And just be ready to be happy if you walking through those doors. Because you're going to have some great messages sent to you. You're going to have some great people that you meet. I know my son has grown a lot in the church. He runs around. Obi try to get a high five, so he chases him around the church. Yeah. And he's been chasing him for months, and he finally got a high five. So I don't know if y'all notice he's more in shape now, but it's all because of my son. But just be ready to be happy. Be ready to catch some holy shade and enjoy yourself there.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Case family.
I would say just be ready, be open to joy, because I feel like there's just a lot of joy at the Mount. So in the worship, be open to hearing from God in a joyous way. Be open to joy. What did you say?
I would say, me or somebody else.
Go ahead.
It's only you.
No, I didn't hear. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Is it her? Oh, Jeremy. What?
I would just probably talk about the structure of the service or whatever. So that's more of my personality. So
The math guy.
Brother Eugene.
I would say to be open. My Pisgah is like a melting pot. It's filled with love, holiness, inclusion, family. So just be ready for everything, because it's inclusive.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And we love that. We love that. I think I got time for one more quick question. If you had to do a survival kit for managing and making it through a service at the Mount, if you had to tell somebody a survival kit, what would you tell them to bring? I tell them, make sure you have your nice little church candy. Make sure a few Sundays you might bring a church fan. Yes, Lord. It might get a little warm in there every now and then. Make sure you got some running shoes, because you might go to jumping and dancing and flipping. That's my survival kit at the Mount. What about y'all?
There definitely has to be a fan.
Yes.
Definitely a fan.
Because some people have their own personal summers going on, and it gets a little warm.
Yes. Yeah.
So, bring a fan.
I would say Kleenex just in case, but also paper and pen, because there may be something you want to write down or remember during the week.
Good.
So
that's good.
I love that. I love that. Brother Eugene, what about you?
I would definitely say tissue for sure. Got to have that. And just a spirit of praise. A spirit of praise. An open spirit, because you're gonna hear something at the Mount that's gonna touch your spirit, and you off and running.
Love that. Jackson family.
And eat before you come because it is longer than 35 minutes.
Not for us today.
It'd be short for us.
We got 35 minutes today.
Like 20 minutes service. Let's go.
Yeah.
Holy shade.
Yes, I would definitely say a fan if you got it. We started bringing this good electric fan, and somebody was like, "You want one of these hand fans?" I don't want to move my hands all the time, but I yes, ma'am, I will. Flicker, and fan myself.
Yeah.
I always bring my water because I might get parched. So I say, bring your little water, get your little mint. You ain't got to bring them; they'll provide them for you.
Well,
So that's a part of grabbing on the go when you go up in there. And if you got kids like us, give them a toy. They be all right. A little toy in the snack, a little toy in the juice, something. They all right.
Tablet.
Mm-hmm.
Reverend Carter, before you turn off,
Yes.
is there any quick question that they want to ask me?
Good one.
And you don't have to.
I text it to you.
In fact, I'm still looking for these glasses. Any particular question that you want to ask me?
Sure. What made you take on the position of pastor at the Mount, being though you're from the West Side?
It was the Lord that sent me to Mount Pisgah.
Mm-hmm.
It was the Lord. I lived in Alabama. I'm born and raised California, moved to Alabama to go to school, graduated from school, started pastoring my first church, and the Lord called me here 22 years ago. And it was a divine move by God. I wouldn't be here if it was not for the Lord. And I know the Lord sent me here. So yeah, that's why I'm here.
Love that.
What's a quick message you could give for people who, I guess, similar to us, who either have not ever joined a church or haven't been a member in a while? Yeah, that's all of it.
I would say go. I said pray. Find a place where you can grow and flow, and the reason why you're not a member of a church in Kokomo is that you've never been to the Mountain Pisgah Missionary Baptist Church, 1999 East Sycamore Street. If you come, if you have an open mind, God will arrest your attention and He'll establish you right there.
I love
it. Something
The plug. He said a little marketing, something like that, a little promo.
Way to
Pastor,
drop the mic.
what's your vision? What's your vision for the church? Because you do have these new members flowing in. And
really, the vision of our church is to be a church where God builds people. I want our church to be a place where people from different backgrounds, who are broken, who are stained, who are soiled, can come and be loved, come and be encouraged to grow. I want our church to be a place where people, there was a negative comment that was given. I know we got to hurry. There was a negative comment that was given to me. And the negative comment was, oh, I can't be a member of Mount Pisgah. This was a few years ago. They accept anybody. And I started to say something back. But I thought to myself, what a bad thing. You ain't wants me to be bad. But I thought to myself, what an awesome statement. Yes, this is a place where you can come broken. This is a place that you're not perfect. This is a place where you can grow, that you can become what God has for you. You don't have to put on no airs. You don't have to have no particular dress. You do got to have clothes on. But anyway, you don't have to have a particular dress. You don't have to have a past history about. Just come as you are and let the Spirit of God mold, transform you into who He wants you to be. That is the vision. That's really what I'm praying, that our church will be a place where God literally builds and transforms people.
Amen.
Amen.
That's a good way to close this out. Thank you guys so much for being a part of this. Thank you, Pastor. Thank you, Yvette. Thank you, everyone. This has been fantastic. First Family Matters at the Mount. Till next time, God bless y'all.
And thank you, Straxons, for Holy Shade.
You know, we